definitely looks better. The quarter really is moving. It really is improving. It's the day after I ripped him a new one, but I scaled it back, modified the comment, realizing that he hadn't been as bad as I thought, because he never did a thumbnail like this. Not that I can recall. Oh man, I got it. I have no progress pen. I really like getting up. I really like getting up. Great. I can't get up. I really cannot get up. Okay, I gotta get up. Anyway, let's see if anything really changed before that. Well, he looks pretty good. He looks really good before the comment. This was after the comment, so I didn't comment on this one, right? But he had already uploaded this one, so it was this one. But Sunday he rests. Yeah, so it's not like, oh no, my comment. Again, I modified it. Oh, the food came at 5:04, so the delivery was 4:06. So yeah, so the dogs from bark must have been about my clothes drying, and then which I know because I know I had to dry them. Anyway, they're dried, but then I let the heat dry. Naturally. So yeah, so by the time I got there, it was like 6:48. So I'd been out there almost 2 hours because I woke up. I didn't realize how fast. Sometimes it does that. I wake up really fast. Like I didn't realize that the time was so. Because I woke up at like 1:30 or something. Dogs barking and stuff. So let's see. 7 hours. So nope, same exact thing. So he basically, overall same message. What I'm trying to understand, this is AI definitely, but I only watched some of this, so this is interesting. So I want to know how his mindset is. So we'll do 8 hours go. This is 6 hours. Okay, no, yeah, this will be this one. And then this one, 7 hours. So let's see how this one goes. Yeah. So they did a good delivery.
Here's how to own lives in 2020.
Nine grocery
initiative is
9 grocery bags and 1 put thing. This girl is full.
taking the nation by storm, rewarding true patriots with a solid gold Trump survivor coin, absolutely free. The Liv's outrageously emotional responses have been epic. Celebrating the triumph of common sense and traditional values, this coin marks the moment we began steering our great nation back to its golden.
Common sense traditional. They're so scared. They're so scared. The whole thing is because of war. Mainly because of war. So scared of that freaking mind. It's all this racist kind of mindset. You know, they're afraid of others, something different. I mean, it's total racism. It's complete freaking racism. But it's understandable now. I get it. We look at it as war, as like football. I can't stand football, but even tennis. I love tennis. It's simply one side going to the other, and it's a contest. All it is, one big contest. I've lived in their world. Technically, I think I'm even half white. Look at this hair on my chest. But it's all a game. It's all one giant game. A lot of spoilers like that replacement movie with Keanu Reeves. It's two sides battle. It's two sides battling it out. So which side is the wrong one? I would say the wrong is the white people, because you can see the hatred in the face. I mean, look at this girl is so stupid. Look, Trump, he's so stupid. I mean, there has to be a white devil somewhere, right? I don't mean that as being racist. I mean, it's the stereotype of white devil. So I'm talking about like a devil. Okay, that's not so there has to be there has to be a demon, a bad guy, right? So on their side it would be the white devil. On the indigenous side, it would be called the I don't know, barbarian, the what do you call it? The unkempt, the savage, yeah. Let's see what else she has to say.
Glory. It is a timeless symbol of the American resurgence. On July 13th, they tried to assassinate.
Yeah, it could be the Democrats and the CIA. It could be the Secret Service again with JFK. So his own team tried to kill him. Did they get it? It's not about Republicans or Democrats. The CIA, though, is mostly Republican, I would say. The FBI is more Democrat. But regardless, I mean, they both would like, you know, it's mostly Secret Service, I think, yeah, CIA. Now there's Pete in there. So his own team tried to kill him. They don't know, they're so stupid. His own team tried to kill him. His own Secret Service detail tried to kill him. His own party tried to kill him.
Our leader, but failed. Why? Because God is on our side. And now, in honor of this historic turning point, we present the Trump Survivor commemorative coin to you, fellow patriot. Meticulously.
It's kind of something hot about how stupid. Reminds me of she's not stupid with Sabrina. She kind of, I wouldn't call it ignorance. She didn't know. She didn't know a lot of stuff growing up in there. Hick environment, country. Well attractive, but she was married, kind of married. Or at least happened. I don't know. So, well, she's pregnant with it, you know. So it's got kind of like a stupid hot. Look at this girl. Well endowed, but so stupid.
Handcrafted right here in the United States.
The
This
bimbo.
coin is not just a collector's item.
The hot bimbo.
It is a declaration, a middle finger to the establishment, a nod to freedom, a tribute to survival. But don't be supplies are
So stupid. They're so stupid. This girl, if I had guessed, she's part Asian. She's definitely part Asian. She's part indigenous. She's part indigenous. She's indigenous. She's part indigenous.
extremely limited. Tap the link.
You got survival skill. You got the kidnapper syndrome. One side joining the other, like with Hitler. Wanting to be blonde, blue-eyed thing. So they said, "Oh, you want to be us? Fine. They say he was half part black and Jewish. I didn't know the black part. Growing up with the Jews, I didn't hear that he was like Jewish.
Link below to claim piece of history today.
So stupid. Who's sponsoring all this crap? Trump himself. God, it's so freaking racist. It's so racist, it's pathetic.
Are you tired of your YouTube channel not getting the attention?
So pathetic. It's disgusting. It's beyond just.
Yesterday afternoon, news started breaking up. Late yesterday afternoon, news started breaking of a terrible incident that was going on under the way, or was on the way, in Idaho, in which a small brush fire was set as a trap to bring in local law enforcement, including firefighters and police officers, while a absolute loser sat in a tree and did horrible things. And every time something like this happens, you have to kind of take a step back. You don't want to rush judgment. Well, as of right now, we now have the suspect. Have now been named, identified. Their history been out there, is now out there. The Associated Press is reporting on it. Yesterday, there was a lot of talk about the person doing this being that guy who's still on the run. did the horrible things to his daughters. But it turns out what we have is this individual. This is Wes Raleigh. Officials now confirmed the suspect in the Idaho incident. Firefighters and first responders is a 20-year-old man named Wes Raleigh. According to the Associated Press, he was actually born in Russia. Has previously lived in New York and Florida. The situation is still developing. We also have pictures of family, but I believe that this has not been confirmed. And I'm thinking that this is his mother and his stepfather. What I've found out, and he lived with his dad in Idaho. He did not live with these individuals. That's what I'm found right now. I'm trying to do the best I can to kind of cut through a lot of the nonsense, out there. But you see here, Idaho loser's name was Wes Raleigh. Earlier reports said both parents were massive Trump supporters. If I had to guess, this is a classic rebellion against conservative parents case. Just a nut, extremist communist decided doing this would solve his issues. Again, we don't know. We also have this from Grok being reported. Wes Raleigh identified as the incident in, I can't even pronounce that, in Idaho on June 29, 2025, has a background that includes a history of legal issues and concerned behavior. Here's a summary based on available information. Wes Raleigh, age 20, had a prior arrest 2 years ago, in 2024, this has involved him going after a woman with a knife. For she was charged with a felony. He pled guilty to a reduced charge of misdemeanor and received 180 days in jail with 150 days suspended. So he did 30 days in jail for that. He was ordered to undergo a mental health evaluation and complete anger management classes. Raleigh's social media activity, particularly on platforms like X, revealed disturbing content. He posts about his disdain for authority figures, including police, firefighters, and expressed radical views.
So he sounds pretty normal. Sounds normal, so he sounds great. So he's fine. Let's see, what do we got? Let's smack it up on the other side. Before we do that, Maya gets nightmare judge. Serving food at Walmart in prison. Women on dating, woke chicks. Oh god. That was so freaking. He'll never stop a chick thing. What is this? I really don't like his woke anti-wokes. Alright, let's see what he has. It'll be interesting to see what they. Now that I get why they're so scared of woke. This is the war. I mean, it makes sense. War. You say war, what about? Sounds like.
What time out for me? That's my face, bitch. Fuck out my face, bitch. Wanna feel like the Matrix. Shit on his dick, bitch. Part of the face, bitch. Black pussy like I'm Jason. Damn. Born Jesus Christ.
I've got a hilarious story about dating woke women and why it's an absolute disaster. Now, many of you might not be up to date on the current candidates for New York City mayor. One of them is a Muslim Sharia law-loving, far-left lunatic, goes by the name Mamdani. This fool actually won primary, mostly because he was running against the only possible worst candidate, and that was Andrew Cuomo. Andrew, throw the elderly in, sticking with the elderly and have everyone pass away, Andrew Cuomo. This Mamdani guy wins the mayoral election. That's all you need to know for the story about the dating. A story went viral, started middle of last week, June 25th. A single tweet went out, and the story has spiraled so hilariously that I just have to share with you. So here's a Twitter account. Murray Hill guy in New York City summed up. Apparently had some sort of date with somebody named Julia. Hey, just confirm we're still good tonight. See you at 8:30 at Little Rebel. I assume that's his restaurant. She replied, hey, yes, that still works. I did want to make sure I asked one thing.
I get maybe saying leptoid, maybe saying people are too extreme. I don't know. But I doubt it. I doubt it's gonna be that sanitized.
Page and not waste time. Did you vote for Zoran? That's Zoran Mamdani. Mayor, I'm really excited he won. So which he replies by canceling the reservation. You absolutely see it. His tweet, of course, dating in New York summed up, WTF. And Heidi writes, good lord, at least she, saved you time and money, right? I actually respect it, but it's weird. Crickler's based. The person say I don't envy what I have to go through in today's society. Most people saying you dodged a bullet. No, this is real. You've redeemed, brother. I mean, I actually understand why you might want to, figure it out ahead of time. If your entire life revolves around, politics and, you want another person whose entire life revolves around politics. So New York Post gets wins and writes, trust me, it gets morning. Stick with me. New York City singles cancel over feelings about Zohran Mamdani. Deal breaker. In the Big Apple, just got more complicated. Potential dates have been canceled over the stands on socialist Zohran Mamdani. After a lawmaker won the Democratic mayoral primary this week, what has been described as a political earthquake. One shot that's gone viral. The two city singles didn't even make it to the first before politics got in the way. By the way, if I was going out on a date with a girl and she was like, hey, I just want to make sure you're a Trump supporter, I think that would be a flag to me as well. You know what I mean? I said, let's make sure we read that, that known by his own line, personally Murray Hill guy, didn't offer replying words. Instead, he sent a screenshot of their canceled dinner reservation before sharing the exchange line with 30,000 followers on X. The post immediately went viral. The restaurant, Little Rebel, he chimed in, joking that they just had a table open up for two if anyone needed to open a date spot. But things got even juicier. After the saw the controversial went viral, she also sent this text. Well, glad we didn't waste our time on each other's time. I also have now seen you posted a screenshot to Twitter. Your page is disgusting. If you do not delete your post, I'm going to the police. I don't need this in my life right now. This week has been safe.
He lives in an area where there's a lot of white people, mostly white. It says he has like, of the blacks, they're like two gay black friends. He doesn't even say friends, he knows, says he knows. The thing is, why are they so afraid? He married his, supposedly the rumors, his high school sweetheart. But they say, how does he proclaim how, or that it seems the takeaway is that he seems so, viral or, viral, that he's so hot that women swoon around him. Those are the exact words, but that's the sense I'm getting. So why is he so? I mean, if we look at him, it's his autism is the exact same as mine. He even calls people who are really, really young fetus, which is what I do. I see a lot of what he says. I guess the word is empathize with. But it's his it's the whole right mindset. Studying it, within the past, 24 hours. I wouldn't even say the past 24 hours, because 24 hours ago would have been, right now it is. So 8 a.m. would be 12. So you have to go to 8 p.m. last night. I woke up at around that time. Yeah, so within a 24-hour period, discovering that it's mainly a war. It's 30%. Of all the reasons, 30% is the highest one, then the other one's like 20 or something. War, you get it with war. But ironically, most of the wars in Europe were not even with non-whites. The only significant one was the Moors from Africa, North Africa, going to Spain. And that's Spain. But it's overall, it's anything that's different, anything from the outside. So in America, it's, melting hot. But if you look at him, I mean, it's like people have ignored him. They've ignored him. He's got like this Down syndrome kind of look. And there's nothing wrong with that. But, those kind of people get marginalized and tend to be very adorable, which he is. Cornering is adorable. But because he's so tall, he's not like fully, he is fully odd, but he's not, fully down. He's taking that position where he's turned into a bully. So it's like, it must be some kind of rage against difference. Like he's different, so he's raging against it. As a hypervigilance, I'm still trying to figure it out. Okay, war, but what is it about woke besides the mutilation of the trans? And it's an extreme leftism, but it's not enough to put someone to the way their mindset is. I'm still trying to understand it. I'm still trying to get it. It's like with Snarky J, it's like with her parents divorcing. I kind of get it, but I need to know, I need to understand this. I need to understand why. Trump you gotta get. He's so, he's a billionaire. He's a billionaire. He knows absolutely nothing. He's so stupid. The one psychology vid I saw yesterday was, 24 hours, was about how if you have a candidate that supports the left, I'm paraphrasing and summarizing it, and the overall gist I'm getting is the left won't accept them because they're suspicious. The right will embrace it because they don't care how many times you screw up. As long as you're for them, they'll take you. As long as you support them, as long as you praise them, they don't care. Just kind of like, you could kind of, from one perspective, that could be seen as dumb if done in the incorrect way. If it's done with the metrics not pertaining to validity. So someone trying to, oh yes, it's okay, give me the gun. No. But the left has been abused so much, and they're used to people being on their side. When someone gets on their side, they don't know if people are tricking them. That's the whole thing. While the right, I guess they're not used to people tricking them because, I don't know why they're not used to being tricked. I guess because they usually have all the power or something. They stole everything. They've experienced it all. If you look at the way the population traveled all the way to Ireland, from Africa, actually from the apes in Asia to Africa, turning human, back to Asia, Silk Road, and slamming all the way up to Ireland. So, yeah, that might be the experience at all. Okay. I gotta keep these vids under like 100 megabytes or something. Get them small.
Isn't it funny how these liberals just literally can't deal with anything? Like any normal thing, like they literally cannot deal. Like it's so stressful for making fun of me online.
Okay, now we're getting the explanation. Okay, this is good. Here we go.
They don't even know who I am, and my name's never listed, but really cannot. Funny how these liberals just literally can't deal with anything. Literally normal to waste our time on each other's time. I also have not seen you posted the screenshot to Twitter. Your page is disgusting. If you do not delete your post, I'm going to the police. I don't need this in my life right now. This week has been insanely stressful. Isn't it funny how these liberals just literally... You also sent this text message. 3,000 followers on X, Murray Hill guy. Didn't offer replying words. Instead, he sent a screenshot of their canceled dinner reservation before sharing the exchange on his 30,000 followers on X. The post went viral. The rest, Little Rebel, even chimed in, joking that they just had to open up for two if anyone needed a last-minute date spot. But things haven't been juicier. After the saw the controversial went viral, she also sent this text message. Well, glad we didn't waste our time on each other's time. I also have not seen you posted a screenshot to Twitter. Your page is disgusting. If you do not delete your post, I'm going to the police. I don't need this in my life right now. This week has been insanely stressful. Isn't it funny how these girls just literally can't deal with anything? Literally any normal, they literally cannot deal. My week has been so stressful. People are making fun of me, and they don't even know who I am. My name is never listed, but this is absolutely unfair.
That can be stressful. I don't know what you're talking about.
After the conversation went viral, she sent that. He wrote, "Didn't you just vote on the police? Now you want to call it a Twitter post? Good luck." Boom, roasted. I mean, absolutely great. Then she writes, "Please do not message or contact me again. You want to call him over a Twitter post? Good luck." After we saw the conversation went viral, she sent that. He wrote, "Didn't you just defund the police? Now you want to call him over a Twitter post? Good luck." Boom, roasted. Absolutely great. Then she writes, "Please do not message or contact me again. I reported your post to the police. You will also be hearing from my lawyer." What? First of all, none of what this guy did was illegal. Second of all, it's pretty funny that it's always funny when these defund the police dorks run to the police right away and then run to litigation. This was definitely the deal breaker for the post. If someone is so left that we end up before we eat, if someone is so left to bring that up before you eat, that's a deal breaker to me. He's adding that he considers himself nil politically. You know, a few minutes in the conversation, that one would make more sense. This girl on a date, I would probably have been more reasonable about it. I remember that after our November election, girls from Ask would ask me in the first night, "Who did you vote for?" I just went through. He said, "This is the first time I had a planned date and this happened." here's the thing: whether or not he agreed with them, whether or not he agreed with Zoran, again, I said it's a huge red flag that someone would even bring this up before the date has ever happened. You know, he wrote, "Update: if you don't hear me, the Terry's won." Because this was the second thing where she said again now. You know, women laugh this hard in a long while. Little girls need a lesson. Didn't she just fund the police guy? Now she wants to call him a Twitter post. Should I text her exact tweet? You both need some rest and chill. Facts, I'm a senator. I mean, yes, 911, I have an emergency. A guy was supposed to go on a date with the screenshot of our text on X the every time. And what personal information was in the text? My name, anything else, that's it. Click. Like, it's even more.
Okay, I think I know what's going on. I don't know. I guess I don't know a lot about the left actually. I thought I did, but I guess I haven't seen it because I simply assumed I knew. Because I'm, overall I'm not white. Not white, but how I got that white is it could be either morphed into it or bred into it. I don't know yet. I'm feeling like it's more of a morphology thing, but again, I don't know. It'd be cool if it's a morphology thing, be a new race. So maybe if I learn more about the left, made this research, that could be it. So today I'm going to do, but I mean, I've seen the extreme left. Yeah, it gets kind of cringy, but I understand it because it's, again, because I haven't mentioned in this video, it's from abuse. They went through the abuse and they need, they're abused and they're mentally unstable. It's a coping mechanism. I guess that's what Warren doesn't get it. He doesn't get that. Well, because he's not even. Well, he's not non-white, but a lot of the left though is. A lot of what it's not simply about non-white people. A lot of what he talks about, what he uploads is about white people, simply white people on the left. I mean, still, individually, the non-white races are a very small percentage, but collectively, except for the Hispanics, but collectively they are, and it also depends which definition you want to use. If you want to lump the Hispanics with the Asians, you got an even bigger one. I mean, it's almost like almost 30%. So that might be it. Maybe I have to look more into the left. He's experienced this kind of something happened to him though. It's kind of, I don't know. I need to. I really need to understand this. My whole life. If you don't realize this kind of thing, it sneaks up on you in your real life. With the Trump thing and the neighbors, friends, acquaintances, whatever, your work, everything, your whole family. So that's why you don't want to swim in the toxicity, but you might need to research some of it, at least a significant part. Acclimate yourself in some of it. I guess you can't really stay away from it all, but you can learn about it in a safe environment. I guess you can't. I mean, how do you say that? How do you tell somebody they have to go to some evil? No, not. It depends on what you mean by that. You can acclimate yourself in a way that's to learn, but do it in a safe way. I'll figure out how to word that exactly better as I go along with this. Because you don't really want to say you should go towards evil things. That's not the sense you're trying. You're not trying to say go to the evil. You want to. It's not about going to the evil, right? It's about. But we acclimate something. We'd have to go to the evil. I guess say go to the evil. You would go to the evil environment. But you do it in a way where you can acclimate and be safe and learn. So you gotta explain it out. But if you just say you go to the evil, it sounds like you're going to the heart of the evil and embracing it with no safeguards. It's like go to the evil. It's like going towards their soul and embracing it. That's what I'm thinking. Go to the heart. So I mean, it depends. I mean, if you're in a story or a mission, and you say we have to go to the heart of evil. I mean, it's and then it's implied that you kick its butt. So go to the heart of evil. So it depends. I don't want to use that word context. No, can't say that, but it depends on what you mean by that. Exactly. I think you have to explain it. So when is the time to go to the evil? When do you go to evil? When do you, So I guess you gotta explain it. That's the only way to do it. Because there are times when you have to go to the evil, right? Yeah. When you have to go to evil. See, it depends on the whole meaning. You have to explain it. Okay, oh girl. All right. All right. So let's see.
Or hilarious.
I'm guessing it's gonna be like a 300 megabyte file.
Here we have now the text. He said, any lawyers want to weigh in on the situation? Saying, Robbie, sorry, not a lawyer. My conflict say you dodged a major bullet, and she's on. I'd love to hear a call to the police. That's not how things work, darling. I need the police to fund it.
I do appreciate that he explains himself up though now. I mean, I think he has explained himself in the past, but I don't think that as clearly because it was this Monday, right? He starts on actually it was last week, because now today's Monday. It's been a week of him doing the really good vids.
I mean, to help her, not just me.
The bettered vids. After all feedback. People still have issues with some of his thumbnails being not truthful and stuff, but it's still, he's.
Oh my God, you're a real guy. I love you. I do this laid. Give me laid one day. Full-time voter starter pack. Food female.
He's bettered himself, regardless.
Scrawny bird arms, multiple terrible tattoos, no understanding of economics, dad rent for apartment in Bushwick, pretends to like PBR on SSRIs, parents live in Connecticut, North Jersey, or the Hamptons. Yeah, that's probably true.
Maybe he saves the spiciest ones for the weekend, letting him gel. As he goes on vacation, let me rest like Sunday. Usually I think it's Saturday, Sunday. So maybe he knows it's gonna be spicy. He lets all the spiciness die down, and then so maybe that's why the Riri.
But here things even get more hilarious. Tell you more about the time you go for roasting extreme liberals. That's so hot. I used to hide this count from girls I was meeting and dating. That's easier to help keep things separate. Now I realize that she respect my base takes or better contribute to the empire. She's not me. I mean, this has turned out to such an amazing thing. Update. Woke up as starting to GoFundMe to hire a lawyer. 24 hours starts now. So after he keeps dunking on her on Twitter, he's not replying to her. So he wrote this at 8:15 at AM or PM.
Well, there are bot comments. I've seen it on Kyle and oh my God, yeah. So and I see it on the first couple of maybe bots, but they're usually very generic sounding. So it's So you wouldn't count this as being something to analyze as if it's right wing.
Hello, don't bother responding as your number is blue. This is your formal warning. If you don't immediately remove all posts, TikTok, Instagrams, podcasts, and other message content featuring me or my messages, I will take further steps. The viral exposure ruining mental health, damaging reputation, and making my daily life unbearable. I'm done being dragged into this for anyone's entertainment. You have 24 hours to fix before I escalate. I'm gonna say, I need you to hear on our podcast. I have 1.5 million followers. I mean, the fact that she keeps having these, I gotta follow Marie Hill. Like, I don't understand how he's gonna, what the lawsuit would be here. And by the way, it's been 12 hours and nothing. These people, of course, 99% of mommy supporters look like this. That's true.
Okay, I understand his sexism thing because he's been both. Well, he's ignored in high school. Again, he married his sweetheart, high school sweetheart. So, yeah, and he's been kicked out of the Mad Gathering because of his bullying of a girl. So yeah, it's his revenge for all that. Revenge is not good, but I get it now. His hatred for women, the sexism. So that I get why he's when it comes to female, so maybe that's it. He's latching on to the left as sexism thing. That may be his thing. If you're not like super handsome, hot. I mean, he's adorable, but yeah, that's got to be it. That's got to be it. I mean, to not sow your oats and to marry someone. I mean, Aaron's super hot. He's a super hot guy. Super hot. He married his high school sweetheart. The guy has dibs on any girl. And I think he went into government. I guess maybe he sowed his oats during high school. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Or maybe he's so, he's like one of those feminine hotties. Like those, kind of like those boy band things, where it's like, boys don't know if they're girls, girls don't know if they're boys. It's like, maybe he's so beautiful that it's like, it's not even narcissistic, it's like, he's so beautiful that he doesn't need any other girl because he already looks like a hot chick, like that kind of thing. Kind of like, like those rock bands and stuff, where they dress up almost like with all the makeup and stuff. So it's like, so he has that kind of familiarity with it, so he doesn't need it. But quarter, I mean, look at him. He looks like a terror. I mean, he looks. Mostly it's from the inside. It's this inside ugliness that comes out. This is what motivates him. When he's not, he looks completely normal. But that's gotta be it. It's yeah, his ugliness is what is something happened. So he has a neutral look. If there's no spiritual ugliness, his look is neutral, and that can push either direction. While Aaron, it's already hot looking, so so that's why. So he got pushed in the wrong direction.
Women at the New York City Pride Parade, their bobs just hanging out while they shake hands. Going to Pride is probably the straight I've ever done. I mean, this is serious to me. The fact that this woman says, you think she's going to intimidate this guy? What we have here is your prototypical liberal who has never faced any consequences in their life. It's very similar, to example, to the Denims individual, right?
Again, I like that he's explained. Jesus Christ, I really need to spit. Right. I'm gonna
is trying to first getting sued. Some dork liberal who's never said anything, who's never actually had no consequences, but trying to sue, face any consequences in their life. It's very similar, to example, to this individual, right? Is trying to sue, or is getting sued. She's some dork liberal who never suffered anything, who's never actually had any real consequences, but thinks they can throw their mom daddy's weight around and it's, the consequences that are almost definitely coming their way. I think he should give her a second shot, maybe a second date. In my experience, this woman was obviously very attracted to him and agreed to go on the date, and the fact that the world is on her, I'm hoping will serve. And if nothing else, obviously very attracted to him and agreed to go on the date, and good shot, maybe a second date. In my experience, this woman was obviously very attracted to him and agreed to go on the date, and the fact that the world is dunking on her, I'm hoping will fix her. And if nothing else, it has empowered this man to be who he really is, and will empower other men to stop engaging with these woke losers and tell them to get attacked while they're at it. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you leave a like, and if you have any time below, and engaging her, I'm hoping will fix her. And if nothing else, it has empowered this man to be who he really is, and will empower other men to stop engaging with these woke losers and tell them to get attacked while they're at it. I hope you enjoyed this.
You know what he means, the cat. He uses these code words so it doesn't get flagged.
If you did, make sure you leave a like.
I gotta spit. Anyway, I'm thinking 400 megabyte file.